If you're a kicker or punter in season right now, these are the top 5 mistakes I see y'all make that destroy your season. And the crazy part is, y'all probably don't even realize you're making these mistakes. My name's Caden Novikov, and I've been kicking for 15 years, and I know what it's like to have a bad season. That's why I'm going to share the top 5 mistakes that I see a lot of young kickers make. Plus, I'm going to give you a bonus tip at the end that's the most common mistake I see kickers make that tank their seasons. Alright, let's jump into it. Mistake number 1 is not working with your snapper and holder enough. Okay? We all know how to kick off the sticks off a holder. That's easy, right? But in the season, in the game, we don't kick off sticks. We have a live operation with a snap and a hold. So you want to make sure you're getting plenty of reps with them, and a lot of your kicking should be with your snapper and holder. Because again, you want to get really comfortable with your operation and work with them so you trust them. That way when you go into the game, you're confident and you're not hesitant at all. Now I know what you're going to say, well coach only gives us a few opportunities at practice to do this, but this is where you have to step up and take initiative, okay? So you got to either talk to your coach or your snapper and holder and ask them, hey coach, I really want to get some more work with my snapper and holder. Could we make time before or after practice so I can get some more work with them? Or you just go straight up to your snapper and holder and tell them kind of the same thing. Hey, I'd really like to get some more work with y'all. Is there any way y'all could stay just 10 minutes after practice so we can get a few more reps? Alright, mistake number 2 is going to be trying to change your technique or change major aspects of your technique in season. Okay, we don't want to change our technique in season, right? We want to work on our kicking up till a month away from our season, and then that's what we've been working on, so that's what we need to take into our season. If we try and change some major thing, like you tried new kickoff steps, right before your first game, you're not going to have worked with these and you're not going to have used them at practice, and so therefore they're not really proven and you might not be confident in them in the game, and then your kickoffs might not be as good. So make sure we're not changing major things in our technique during the season, because then one week you're going to change this and one week you're going to be changing this, and then your body's going to be in between and it's not going to know which one to go with, and so you're stuck in this weird funk of, well, do I go with this one, do I go with this one, and your body doesn't know what to do. Alright, mistake number 3 is not using visualization. What do I mean by that? Well, visualizing your kicks before you actually go take your kick in a game. Okay, and this is something a lot of professional athletes do, tons of them, and a lot of times they do it the night before. So like for me, when I played, or when professional athletes, a lot of them talk about this, is that the night before, and it's especially big in like for kickers or clutch situations, so basketball players shooting the last second shot. I think I've heard Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant talk about doing this, but visualizing those shots before you ever take them. Okay, and so a lot of guys do it the night before. So maybe you'll just lay in bed, you'll close your eyes, and you'll visualize yourself taking 5 to 10 kicks. Okay, now obviously you don't know the distance or anything, but you're just going to visualize yourself taking those kicks all the way from running out on the field, taking those steps back, playing the wind, aiming, and then having a really good kick, seeing that ball go through the uprights, okay? So what this is going to do, it's going to give you confidence, and the reason is because you've already made this kick in your mind, right? You have no doubt that you're going to miss because you've already seen it go through. Your brain's seen it go through, so it's going to help you make that kick because that's what we've already visualized and seen. Okay, then so when you get to game day, you go out there and you just go make the kick now because you've already seen it go through the uprights. You're confident, you know it's going to go in. So I even used to do this almost not every drive, but I used to do this when I played at Houston. If my offense was driving down the field and we crossed the 50-yard line or it was third down, I would just close my eyes for a second and just visualize myself making that kick. Alright, these last 3 are huge, okay? So make sure you pay attention to these. Number 4 is going to be not having a pre-game warm-up or a warm-up for practice, okay? And what I mean is if you don't have a routine that you go through daily for warming up your body, your kicking is going to be very inconsistent most of the time. Okay, so what does that entail? A lot of times it includes a body warm-up, so dynamic warm-up, some stretching, maybe some leg swings, and then it also entails a kicking warm-up. So do you do drill work? Do you do no steps? Do you do one steps? How many do you do? How many full kicks do you do? Do you move around on the hashes? So all that stuff plays into it. And so I know a lot of times at high school, they don't make time for the kickers before practice to do this, and so you might have to do the team warm-up. You might not get a lot of time to do no steps and one steps, but if you can, really try and get there early, take the time to have a routine and build this routine over time. Build a warm-up that helps your body get loose and helps you get ready to go, and especially for pregame, okay? I want you to make sure you know your dynamic warm-up, your stretching, your leg swings if you're going to do them, know how many one steps you're going to hit, no steps if you hit them, full approach, know how many you're going to hit on sticks, and then when your snapper and holder come out, know how many you're going to hit with them, and have a number to make sure you're not kicking too many, which we'll get into later. But this does two things. One, it makes sure you have a focus and you know what you're doing. The other thing, it's a mental benefit because our bodies like routine, and so when you do this routine every time you go kick, your body knows, hey, we're about to go kick, let's lock in, this is what we're going to be doing and feeling, and so it knows what's coming next. And that's why it's super important, especially pregame, to have a routine. Mistake number 5 is not having swing thoughts. Okay, this is huge. Swing thoughts, what are they? Okay, they're just simple thoughts in your head before you take each kick. Now, there's a couple things we want to do. One, we want to test these swing thoughts. Okay, that means we want to test them in practice on our own, and then test them in practice with the team, like team field goal, and then once you're confident in that, then you can take them into the game. And these are just simple thoughts that help you kick your best. So the way I like to do this is pick 1 or 2, maximum 3, but no more than 3. I really like 2 as a sweet spot. But what you're going to do is just have 2, let's say 2 simple things. Okay, something, it can be a little bit technical, like technique, but you want to try and keep it simple. So some examples would be like chest up, eyes on the ball, finish your kick, smooth tempo, anything like that, to where it's not super specific for your technique, but it's just general things that will help you kick your best. Again, you have to try these and see what helps for you, but this does a couple things. One, remind you what to focus on during that kick to make sure you have a good kick. Okay, and then number 2, it keeps your mind in the present moment. Okay, so if you have a game-winning kick and you run out there and you're thinking about, oh, I have to make this kick to go into overtime or to win or so we don't lose, right? You're thinking about the result, what you need, okay? But that's going to take away from what you need to do to get that result, okay? So if you're thinking of the swing thought, you're thinking about, okay, what do I need to do right now to get that result, okay? So again, it could be finish the kick, chest up, eyes on the ball, anything like that, whatever helps you kick your best. This is going to make sure you're focused on it, and then that's going to have you focus on the process of what you need to do to get the result you want, which is making the kick. Alright, this is the bonus tip number 6, and guys, I see so many kickers making this mistake. Please don't do this. And this is over kicking during the season. Kicking way too much, okay? So, kicking during the season is like a golfer, right? We're not out there hitting 1,000 balls every day. What we're doing is just keeping that swing in check to make sure everything feels good and we're ready to go to perform on game day, okay? Now, if I had to guess, a lot of guys, you play other sports in the off season of football and in spring and summer, and maybe you don't kick as much as you want. And so when season comes, you're like, oh crap, I need to like get ready, I need my kicking to be good, so I'm going to kick a ton. Well, then you get injured, then you're not playing, and then your kicking goes downhill. Okay, make sure we're not over kicking. Kind of like what I said earlier is the technique that you build in the off season and the things you improve in the off season, that's what you got to take into season. You can't try and change everything in season and improve a ton in season. That's not the time. Season is time to perform. So what I recommend is, if you can, now I know it's hard in high school because coaches want you to kick every day, but I would not recommend kicking every day if you can control it, okay? Now, if you have to kick every day, because a lot of high school coaches make you kick every day, I want you to try to stay under 30 full kicks every session or every day, okay? So what does that mean? 34 full field goals or 30 full punts? You can't hit any more than that, okay? And you might even want to lower this to 25. Now, when it comes to kickoff, I would definitely not hit kickoff too much because that taxes your body a ton. Kickoffs I would only hit once a week other than game day, and I would hit them earlier in the week. So if you play on Friday, I'd try and hit them on Monday and hit no more than 10 kickoffs, okay? Because they tax your body even more. So ideally, in a perfect world, let's say we play Friday, I would have my heaviest or hardest kicking day on Monday, so I have the most time to recover. So I'd hit kickoffs and some field goals on Monday, probably hitting around 30, maybe 35 kicks, depending how my body's feeling. Tuesday, I would take off. I would be at practice, I would work on my steps, get some mental reps in, but I really wouldn't kick the ball. Maybe I'd do some no steps or some one steps, but like 15, 20, if that. Wednesday is back to a more full kicking day. I'd only do field goals, I wouldn't do kickoffs, and I'd do probably maybe 25, 30 field goals and just make sure everything feels good. If you've been struggling left hash or right hash, make sure you get enough of those, work on them. Just make sure it's feeling good. Then day before the game, I highly recommend trying not to kick at all if you can. Definitely rest. Again, season is time to perform in the game. So try to get the day off a little bit. I mean, you'll still have to go to practice or walk through, but stretch, mobility, eat, hydrate, but no kicking, no big lifts or anything. Just recover. The last thing I'm going to touch on is pregame. Too many guys kick so much in pregame, and this is kind of what I go back to earlier of having a routine. Know how many no steps you're kicking, how many one steps, how many full approach. Really, in pregame, again, you're just warming up your body. You want to make sure you stay fresh for the game. So if I'm doing a pregame, no more than like 15, maybe 20 full field goals, and that's it. When it comes to kickoff, I'm hitting like maybe 2 full approach kickoffs, and that's it. Okay? Keep it short, keep it sweet, and trust your technique. Just warm your body up, and then trust your technique while you're fresh for the game. Alright, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Take these mistakes and don't make them. I promise you, if you don't make these mistakes and you learn from this video, you're gonna have a better season. Okay? If you watch this far, please subscribe, hit the like button. I'll be trying to post more videos. The other thing is, I'm taking one-on-one coaching clients, so I will probably put a link down below to my one-on-one coaching, but I also have a kicking course, okay? This covers everything from equipment you need to how to kick a field goal, kickoff, and some of the most common mistakes I see, okay? This is more targeted for beginners. If you have maybe a son or daughter or whatever who wants to get into kicking, this would be perfect for them. I'll put that link down below as well. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.